Hello, everybody. Welcome to another edition of AEW Weekly Wrap Up. I'm your host, Ethan Black. Today, we're going to talk about the shows, the Rampage and Collision from last week, talk about this week's Dynamite, and then preview the upcoming shows like Full Gear and the upcoming shows, like I said. Also, talk about Ring of Honor stuff, and I'll do some quick predictions for Full Gear that is tomorrow night. But first, before we get any of that, we had some news. We had Chris Jericho and Kazuchika Okada go to DT Pro Wrestling and Ultimate Party, and they had an excellent match with Jericho got the one at work to catch at 23 minutes and 32 seconds via walls of Jericho. If you haven't checked that match out, it's actually really good. I give that match an 8 out of 10, but it was a really fun match. Now we'll head over to the Rampage from November 10th. By the way, this was a rare live Rampage edition where they taped last week's Collision. So Ricky Starks in the opening match, one half of the AEW World Tag Champs, defeating Preston Fans at 7 minutes and 13 seconds via spear. Red Velvet defeating Ruby Soho at 8 minutes and 4 seconds via just asserts. In tag match, the Kingdom's Matt Taven and Mike Bennett defeating Los Asistos, Denny Rose, and Ricky at 48 seconds via the next strong. In the main event, and more tag match, this one from FTR, Cash Wheeler and Dax Harwood, getting the win over El Hijo de Vikingo in Commander at 11 minutes and 42 seconds via Shower Machine on Commander. So on this show, I would just watch the main event, the FTR versus Vikingo Commander match. So Reigns starts versus fans, so I get 6 out of 10. Foul for Soho gets a 5 out of 10. The Kingdom tag match, I can't give it a rating because it's under a minute. And like I said, FTR versus Vikingo and Commander gets a 7 out of 10. And then we go to episode 22 of Collision. This was taped, by the way, because it was I believe they taped for Remembrance Day. I think I read that somewhere, which is not surprising. But opening match, Andrade El Idolo gets win over Dale Garcia at 15 minutes and 45 seconds by submission via figure 8. Nick Wayne gets a win over Don Castle at 6 minutes and 53 seconds via the Wayne's. That is the second row cutter. Or if WWE, the Cody cutter. In tag match at Live Faction, Incanarables, Duresco, and Roosh defeating the Workhorsemen Anthony Henry and JD Drake at 8 minutes and 25 seconds via Balls Horn on JD Drake. Roger Strong defeating Darius Mark 5 minutes 53 seconds via NF Hardick. In a first up to TBS title triple threat qualifying matches because Christian will defend TBS in a triple threat match, gets the winner of this match and the winner of the Sky Blue Red Velvet match. So Julie Hart does get the win over Will Nigo limits 57 seconds via moonsault. Powerhouse helps defeat Tice Alexander 57 seconds via spinebuster. In the main event and trios action, Adam Copeland, Darby Allin, and Sting defeat The Righteous, Dutch, and Vincent and Lance Archer at 16 minutes and 21 seconds via spear on Vincent. And the dark match, by the way, was Claudio Castagnoli versus Toy Leona, who was 1/3 of the regular 6-man tag. No, actually, I forgot to mention this during the news part, but Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan, and Toilet will compete in the New Japan Pro Wrestling's World Tag League Tournament. There will be an A block, so I'll keep you updated during that on each episode of AEW Weekly Wrap Up, but they're going to be an A block. And also, Lance Archer, actually, I should talk with Lance Archer as well. He's actually going to be in it, but he's going to be in B block with Alex Zane, known as Monster Sauce. So I'll keep updates of those two teams during the World Tag League Tournament. But on this show, I would watch the Andrade Idolo versus Dale Garcia match, the LF5 versus Workhorsemen, the Julie Hart versus Will Nightingale match, and the main. That's really the only 4 I really need to go check out. Sorry for everyone died. I forgot to give my rating. So Andrade versus Garcia gets 7 out of 10. Wayne versus Castle gets a 5 out of 10. The tag match gets a 6 out of 10. Strong versus Darius Mark gets a 5 out of 10. Julie Hart versus Will Nightingale gets 6 out of 10. Powerhouse Sauce versus Ties Out gets a no rating because my rules, if it's anything under a minute, it does not get a rating. And then the trios match gets a 7 out of 10 as well. Then we go on to AEW Dawn from Ontario, California, Toyota Arena from November 15th. So before the show actually aired, they had 4 dark matches. They was for Serpentico defeating Peter Avalon, and Jay defeat Vipers, Nella Rose defeat Alex Garcia, and tag match the Dark Order, Alex Rhodes and Johnson with Brand Color and Cole. I don't know. I read somewhere online that I guess these were taped for future content. So I guess being released, been uploading them. So I don't know if that's going to be for that or maybe a future episode of Ring of Honor. But we kicked off with a tag team match of Bob Combat Club's John Moxley and Wheeler Yuta defeat International Champion Orange Cassidy, FTW Champion Hook at 11 minutes and 29 seconds via seatbelt on Hook. Actually, fun little opening match to kick off Dynamite. I like how Cassie and Hook went to the crowd, basically brawled BCC. That's how the match. Well, it didn't really officially start until Hook and get in the ring. I kind of get why Hook got pinned, but it was actually kind of cool seeing Hook and Moxley in the ring facing off each other. I actually wouldn't mind seeing those two go 1-on-1. But it was a fun match. Like I said, 6 out of 10. And then Cassie said after the match, story, Moxley gets in the Moxley, he's got to regain the international title. And then we get footage of Golden Lovers, Christian Paul White, all day walking to in slow motion. And then we get in the ring, we see Tony Schiavone. He introduced Strickland, him and Page. And Tony Khan did post that on Twitter. Sorry, it's called X, but I'm refusing to call it X. I'm calling it Twitter. That if both men touch each other, basically get physical with each other, they will be suspended for the rest of 2023, and their Texas Death Match at Full Gear will be called off. So Schiavone asked for a question, but Page basically rips the mic outside, and he just went off of it, calling my coward, phony, basically workplace human life. Then he brought up how he got fired from WWE 2 years ago, and then being left by his fiance and not seeing his kids, and then also saying Prince Ali's just using them. And I did laugh at this comment where Page said that when shows not buys weed from a high school kid, and then he said he will steal his weed once he wins, and then we got steal his weed chant. I mean, it's California, yeah. But I thought that weed line was actually pretty funny. But this was a great promo from him. It's where didn't say, and maybe might cut a promo on Rampage and Collision. By the way, Collision is on Friday. I'm recording on Friday, November 17th, so it is going to be on the same time as SmackDown, actually. So just for this week only, because obviously Full Gear being tomorrow night. But yeah, this was a great, and I like how Page said that he's going to be the judge during Executioner. And then he said he couldn't touch Swerve, but never stands with Persona, so he attacks not, and Swerve can't do anything because, like I said, TK said basically if they get physical, they will be spent the rest of the year. So security brings up a Page lays out while with the buckshot lariat. I thought that was honestly best segment on the show, honestly. And also I'll give you my best matches at the end of the show of this review. And then we go backstage section with the Kingdom Roderick Strong. He basically said, who the devil is, and tells his best friend. Then he puts Cole on the screen, or Matt Taven does, sorry. And then he basically Strong trying to accuse MJF of being the devil, but Cole said maybe Strong's the devil. Then he gets upset. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that. And then we go to our second match of the show. Our final TBS told triple threat qualifying match. They call it eliminators, but technically it's a qualifying match. But anyway, my apologies, Rom won. Sky Blue gets the win over Red Velvet at 10 minutes and 34 seconds via Cold Blue. This was actually a fun. I mean, there were some sloppy spots, but other than that, it was still a fun match. I could just won. Also 6 out of 10 as well. I seen people on Twitter making jokes that Blue versus Red basically means Gang Wars, like Crips versus Bloods kind of thing. I seen that was a running joke, obviously in California. But yeah, like I said, fun match. I don't really get much, but it was kind of predictable. Sky Blue was going to enter this triple threat. So she joined champion Chris Styler and Julia Hart in the triple threat match. Like I said, I'll give you my quick Full Gear predictions at the end of this review. And we hear from Miro. He's going to basically hype this match with Dale Garcia's friend Collision. I like seeing Miro on TV, please. Then we see Mariah May and RJ City stay in front of the This is not Tony Storm, which was pretty funny. I actually like this so it was normal screen when RJ and Mariah May talked about airtight and when Luther opened the door, it went to black and white. And then Luther basically so RJ basically had to re-knock. And then Tony Storm thought that Mariah May was a fan, but Mariah May introduced herself, and then she leaves. And then Tony Storm said that Luther should go talk to Mr. Khan, Tony Khan, for a tune-up match on Rampage, which I'll get to the full cards after. But this was it reminds me of the Mickey James Trish Stratus storyline, but I've been enjoying this so far. It's pretty fun. Then we got our third match of the show. Samoa Joe gets a super quick win over John Cruz at a mid 31 by submission via Kakina Clutch. Honestly, this didn't really need to be on the show, but I like seeing Samoa Joe on my TV, so I'm not going to complain too much. But I did like the spot. By the way, John Cruz is Sam Pentago. But I did get a lot where Cruz was coming off the top rope and he had his hands in the air and Joe just walked away. I thought that was a perfect picture. But yeah, I mean, quick match to get Joe on TV, especially his home state of California. After the match, he basically introduced himself as his friend of California, told him his offer to be his friend still intact. To close that promo, then we go to honestly the best match on the show. The Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson, getting the win over Pentagon Jr. and Commander at 11 minutes and 58 seconds via BTE trigger on Commander. I did like the end of the match where Nick hits a couple low blows to both Pentagon and Commander, and then takes shot at Jericho by doing the Judas effect. Honestly, he kind of did it better than Chris Jericho. I'm not gonna lie on this episode. And he hit the BT trigger. This was a really fun match. I gives one 7 out of 10. I like some of the spots like Khmer doing a conditioner. Basically, I think he went off Pentagon's back, or he went off somebody's back and hit a destroyer. I thought it was pretty cool. But yeah, this gives Young Bucks some momentum heading into their match against Gold Jets full gear. And if we go after the break, we see Lexi near backstage with the Young Bucks. That's why they cheat in their hometown, and then matches the day long. Give a damn about rules as Omega as his super version, and then he wants to keep it clean full gear before Young Bucks hit the heat was with Jericho, not with Omega, and then basically get a brawl between Jericho and the Young Bucks as Omega tries to separate, so they want to talk. Pretty excited for this match, honestly. And then we go to next match of the show. This honestly did not need to be on the show. The Guns, Austin Cole, getting the winner of Jacoby Watts, formerly known as Dean Alexander, Impure Avalon at 22 seconds for 310 on Watts. Like I said, this did not need to be on the show. And plus, Thunder Mick can give a rating. Then after the match, the Cole Guns said they're basically going to take tech titles away from MJF as his 1-on-2. Yeah, I mean, honestly, this was a waste of time on time. This did not need to be on the show, to be honest with you. And we see footage from Warlow. He's on feared MJF's eyes this time. He's ready. Oh, and says days of Double Order come to it's God's witness. He's gonna make Devil his B word. And then we see image of the devil. And then we go to our main event match, 8-man tag. Honestly, I'm not saying the full video game, so I'm just gonna call it like a Dragon Street Fight. The Golden Lovers, Kenny Omega and Kota Ibushi, Timo Christo and Paul White, they get the win over Don Callis family. That is Kenosuke catch Kyle Fletcher, Powerhouse, and Brian Cage at 21 minutes and 1 second field wall wing Angel on Brian Cage. For me, this was a mixed bag. I mean, I had fun time watching this match. If I was given a rate, I'd say 6 out of 10. I like some of the spots like Kenosuke catch a pin Ibushi with a brainbuster on top of the bike. That was nasty. Powerhouse off slamming Paul White off a bunch of pallets onto a limo. That basically took White out of the match. I mean, beginning of the match, Paul White chokes Fletcher off the stage for table. It was supposed to be tables, but he missed the second one. But yeah, also Kota Ibushi on the bike down. That was so DDT Paul Wrestling. And then the spot where Cage hits the suplex off the middle rope to Kenny Omega for Kenny Omega for 2 tables. That was a nasty spot, but it was pretty cool as well. And then I did like the Fletcher Ibushi tombstone off the apron, but Ibushi pretty much still sold it. But I get why that's just Ibushi. But honestly, I wish Ibushi sold it a little better. I also like where Takeshi climb on the fridges and then try to dive on it, but Jericho hits him with the fire extinguisher and fell with the Juice effect. And Powerhouse House basically got wrapped up in the ropes with tape. But yeah, that was. But I mean, it was fun. I give this one 6 out of 10. Honestly, it was a fun. And also I wish the match was cut down a little bit. Honestly, 21 minutes was a little too long, but honestly, it should have been cut like maybe 5 minutes at the most. And then MJF, the World Champion, comes out to the ring and then basically kind of hyping his match with Jay White, and he apologized for the Acclaimed Bill got attacked last week from the Devil. And then he says he's gonna find out who the man who still does Mexico is, and he said to be held to pay. And Jay White comes out and he says he's gonna come official world. His MJF's official days of World Champ are numbered and continues for any 2 words get him. As we see the Guns and Juice come to the crowd, but MJF takes him out before Juice knocks him out the left-handed gun. Guns hit the 310 Yuma, and White hits the Blade Runner as Juice pretends to be the referee count 3. And then we see Samoa Joe watch back close of this week's Dynamite. Overall, it is not a bad episode of Dynamite. Overall score, I give this one 5 out of 10. Honestly, all the matches, I say check out the opening match, Sky Blue versus Red Velvet, the Young Bucks versus Pentagon and Khmer, and the 8-man tag, honestly. So tonight's collision, yes, it's on tonight. Daniel Garcia goes with Miro, Dex Harper's first in tag team action. Wheelchair Corsair and TBS Team Chris out first the Outcast, Rubio and Saraya. And the only match male on Rampage so far is Tony Storm versus Emi Sakura. Rampage on the usual time collision will be going against SmackDown. Now I'll run down the full gear. As right now we have 9 matches. I mean, knowing AEW there'll be like 15 more added. So I'll run down each match and give my quick prediction. So MJF defends the World Dog Jay White. I'm going with MJF retaining. For the Rare World titles, this is on the pre-show. MJF and to be the third defense against the Guns. I'm going with MJF and mystery partner. That's probably going to be Samoa Joe. Icarice defends the women's title against Toni Storm. I'm going with Toni Storm regaining the women's title. Trios action. TNT Jim Christian Cage loses with Nick Wayne versus Adam Cole, Deborah, and Sting. I'm going with Copeland, Darby, and Sting winning. International title, Orange Cassidy defends drama. Honestly, I go with Cassidy retain, but I would not be mad Moxley regains. Honestly, I think Moxley does not really need the international title. The Texas Death Match, him and Page versus War Strickland. By the way, some of these matches are really tough to pick. Heyman is 3-0 in Texas Death Matches. I'm going with Page winning. I can see him do one more match, maybe like a little mini best of 3 series. Swerve did win a Wrestle Dream, so I could see Page winning this one. I would not be mad if Swerve actually wins this, though. Then we got Tag Title Shot versus Disband match. Young Bucks defend the World Tag Title Shot against the Golden Jets. Kenny and Chris Jericho. If Golden Jets lose, they must disband. I am going with Young Bucks winning. I can see Omega turn on Chris Jericho. Then TBS Online in Triple Threat match. Chris Styles defeats Julia Hart and Sky Blue. Honestly, I'm going to go with Julia Hart winning, but I could see Sky Blue and or Will Nightingale helping out. I like Christian, but honestly, her title reigns, I've been disappointing with her reign, honestly. Then for the AEW World titles in a failed 4 match, Ricky Starks beat both of it. It's the Kings of Black Rope, Malachi by Brody King, Blood Faction, Icador, which just going Roosh, and FTR's Dex Howard Cash Wheeler. I'm going with Kings of Black Throne winning. So that's the card so far. But yeah, I'll talk about next week. And so far, only match made for Dynamite, so we'll be starting the 2023 Continental Classic Tournament. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that was on Collision. So basically, they're doing 12. It's gonna be 12 men, 2 blocks of 6, and it'll be during 6 weeks of AEW TV, and then the falls will take place at World's End on December 30th. So that was AEW. Now we'll go over to Ring of Honor, episode 38. We go with Trent Barrow again went over Pierre Avalon 8 minutes and 6 seconds. The Outriders Truth Magnum to avoid defeat Jacoby Watts Special Wolf 2 minutes 24 seconds. Emmy Star defeat Cal 2 minutes 13 seconds. Tento Action the Boys Brandon Brett Tate defeating the Bottle Boys Groove and Harashira 4 minutes and 26 seconds. Wolfship at Dana Billy Stars defeat Bro Kevin and Johnny Robbie 2 minutes and 18 seconds. The Hirsch Rachel Eller defeating the Renegades Charlotte and Robin at 7 minutes 24 seconds. Tag team action. Mirror Shavir defeating Amara 2 minutes and 11 seconds. In more tag team action, this one is El Hijo de Vikingo and Commander defeating Chris Jones Matt at 11 minutes and 27 seconds. And then for the Rainbow World title, Eddie King Super Tate or Dog Castle 10 minutes and 36 seconds. And next week for episode 39, they did tape 5 matches, probably they could be adding more, but so spoilers. Kashiri Shibata defends the Pure Target Trip Beretta. Fit 4 match 1 night versus Dean Monte Kiro Trish Adora. Ethan Page versus Tony Nese. Fit 4 tag team match for Workhorseman versus Dean Ferry, Kai Brown, Sean Dean. Iron Sergeant Boulder and Bronson. In the West Coast Red Coat, Jordan Nelson, Royce Isaacs. And then another Fit 4 match this time from the men's side. Lee Johnson versus Fred Ross versus Jack Carter versus Willie Mack. So that's the show for this week, guys. I'm your host, Ethan Black. Have a good weekend and stay safe. I'll be back next week.
Thanks for listening to the WWE Podcast. Don't forget to subscribe on your favorite podcast app so you don't miss a show, or head to WWEpodcast.com. And for all of these shows ad-free, head over to patreon.com/WWE Podcast. Until then, we'll see you next time.